new series here on my ScaredyNet MC channel. So I am actually planning this new world to be something a little different than the Yap sessions that I am uploading at the same time, but this one I kind of had the idea just based off of new biome creation that I've seen people do on Minecraft that really inspired me to do something like bigger scale, and it just involves something which I love to do, which is yesifying absolutely everything. Yassifying, sorry. But I love the color pink, which I'm sure my little guy here, you can see him, he's pink. And I wanted to turn this mountain right here pink. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to turn this beautiful mountain range completely pink. So I do want to show you just a bit of an idea of what I've been working on in the creative version of this world, just to kind of show you what I mean by turning it pink. I think once you see it, you'll understand kind of the scope of this project. So let me hop on over to that real quick. So this is another creative world that I had of this mountain range, and this is what I mean by making it pink. So I did want to just, basically just change the color scale of the entire mountain to kind of match this kind of pattern here. As you can see, this took quite a bit of time. It was a bit meticulous, just making sure I can replace every single stone, and this was on creative, so this took me a bit of time just to kind of, well, I'm also like freehanding the design, so it might be a little easier once I have a sense of what I want to do. It's going to be a lot faster. But I even tried it up here just to see how the pink with the snow would look, and I think it's going to look lovely. So we're just going to get going on this. But to kind of break down the game plan here, because as you can see, this mountain is huge, and my computer can't handle rendering the whole thing. So let me just kind of fly around and show you the whole scale of this mountain. So I've never done a project this big, and this is like, I don't think I'll touch the back of this unless I get some kind of inspiration to keep going all the way back there. But I still have this part and this part right here, kind of show the tiny little bit right there that I was able to do. With that, it's gonna need quite a bit of material, so it's actually a very simple list, and it's just gonna be majority this right here to make this mountain pink. I might add some more like color grading, I might add some more stuff, but mostly what we're gonna need is multiple colors of terracotta. So I got pink and magenta, and then we're gonna need a whole lot of concrete. So pink, magenta potentially, maybe some purple, we'll see, and then a lot of wool, pink wool in particular. And of course, like I said, it can change. I could probably add some more color, do some more of that, but more terracotta, and then a lot of snow. So to get started on this, right, mining this by hand or working all that by hand will be an absolute nightmare to cover the millions of freaking blocks that we have here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start making some farms. So let me go ahead and just show you where we're gonna start. So yeah, farms. Well, this is just the beginning. So one way that I broke it down for myself was just our early stages, what just some of the farms that we really needed were going to be, of course, some fuel, like something to allow us to smelt, do whatever we need, but not use up a whole lot of resources. And so we got right here a fuel farm, so lava farm. Also, we wanted to make sure that we had the livestock for not only the wool, but also for food. So a couple of different farms here. So This one's still pretty manual, but this one's automatic, baby. So we get a lot of leather. Oh, that's actually not the right one. We got a lot of leather. We got a lot of meat, and where I think we're going next, it's gonna be with our villagers. So I already set up a nice little protection baby gate here, right? So that we can make sure that all of our villagers are nice and safe, and got them a lot of food and a lot of shelter, so they have quickly grown in numbers, which will be prepping us for some of the farms we need in the more mid stage of the game, which I know there's still a lot that I need to do for the early stages, and that includes an iron farm and also some exploring. I still need bamboo, I need some sugarcane, things that I haven't been able to find in our little immediate area here. So let me go ahead and show you how we got here, right? Let's show you the early stages before we start talking about the next stages. But yeah, this is how far we've gotten so far in our quest to tame this beast and make it pink. But let's go on and show you how we did it. So yeah, loading into the world for the first time. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit overwhelming. We have a lot to do and very little time to do it. So, well, actually, there's really no rush. The rush is me. I want to try to just get started on it. So, of course, it made me want to kind of, how would I say? The only way I know how to say it's like, like to put the pilas on, like to put the batteries in and go fast on there. So I wanted to, first make sure they didn't got some good loot that I could use for just, furthering along my prospects. So had to do the courtesy walkthrough of all the property. And I go through, like, I breeze through most of the supply gathering, just, wood, uh, coal, copper. I get a lot of copper ever since the update where you can use it, like, for tools and for like, what's it called? And for tools and for armor. I like to use that for the early game just to save on materials, especially iron. So I know, like, for bigger ores, like, you can't really use it for like things like lapis, for diamond and all that. So I do think that it'll be good to just have those kind of disposable like tools and weapons just until I have my uh villager trading going. So I know for just to kind of help expedite, because I know I'm going to be needing a lot of tools, especially things like shovels, pickaxes, and potentially like just to save myself time from having to, maybe get like a XP farm and then just have mending tools and constantly remend um all of the tools and my stuff. Like, I just wanted to do my favorite thing, which is promote capitalism. No, I'm just kidding. Is to capture villagers and have a trading hall so that I can, like, once I have the iron farm up and running, I can sell iron and also some veggies. So like the farms, the like the crops and the melon and pumpkins, I want to make them more automatic, maybe through the either using the villagers or no, yeah, definitely using villagers to make some farms. And that's probably going to be more mid game, just depending on how much like iron is needed for everything, just to like conserve where I can, just because some of the big farms, it's kind of crazy when you need to make a farm to be able to have enough supplies to make another farm. But that's kind of how it is with the Minecraft, like the bigger projects. Sometimes you gotta make an iron farm just so that you can have all the filters. funnels? What the hell are they? I swear, hoppers. Oh my lord. So to be able to have just enough for all the hoppers, and then even like for the wool farm, in order to have all of the shears, all of the hoppers, and potentially I know there's some farms for like the collection you can use rails. So there's a lot of ones that potentially might need rails, and if I can't find allays or just things like that. I know for the wool farm I'm gonna do, it's mostly just gonna be probably hoppers. Maybe if I can find one that's pretty simple, I'll do one that has like a rail collection system. But for now, that just means a lot of supply gathering so that I can have a good like base to be able to start with the iron farm, being able to have, just food. I think for the iron farm, there's one that I'm following that I haven't quite made in the world yet, but I'm looking into it now just so I can start prepping for it. And for that, it looks like we're gonna need, let's see. So yeah, there's very little supplies for it. I might need to go to the nether for it. It does recommend having soul, campfires, like the blue campfires, the soul, are they soul torch? I don't know, you know which ones I mean, though, the blue ones. And then also make some of the unburnable wood, so the crimson or the warped wood. So I might have to dip into the nether just quickly to get in there and get some of the supplies. But otherwise, very simple, but it does need 20 hoppers. So 20 hoppers is going to be quite a bit of iron. I don't think I have enough of that currently, even with all of the exploring I do in the early game. Most of it ended up just being like copper and a lot of coal. I got a lot of coal, but that's because I use torches like nobody's business, because I'm not going into a cave without at least like 3 stacks of torches with me, just because I do not like playing in that darkness. Um, so yeah, I got a lot of coal, a lot of copper, and I know like in the initial beginning part of the game, I wasn't even thinking iron farm yet. I was thinking just survival, like, right? So I needed to make sure that I had my armor, and then also having enough to make some tools that I can just easily like use, and if they break I got a lot more and I don't have to worry about using up my iron reserves. I do end up using it eventually for some stuff, like some iron tools, just for, like to pick up some speed, because the copper ones aren't very fast, but it's good for maintaining or saving supplies while I am waiting for that iron farm. And I also did a bit more raiding of, some food to get started on our crop fields. But before I can do that, I really needed to clear out some space. So I have been utilizing this little house here with all the villagers more high up on the mountain. Like they kind of left this one here for me. So I started using this. And there was like a nice big area nearby, but it was all uneven. So I thought, like, just to make sure we can start, are growing more livestock and growing more vegetables and getting started on some of the things, like the early game things, like making sure I had food, making sure I had stuff for to be able to start breeding the villagers and start doing some of the farms that I need to do. Sometimes when you're beginning in the early game, you forget how much how much supplies runs like low real quick. So I know for me at this point it was wood. There wasn't a whole lot of trees nearby where I am, so I've been collecting the saplings just so that I can start, mass growing some oak trees just to get some wood. If I would have known, or if I would have remembered the fact that there was spruce on the other side of the mountain, I probably would have gone collecting some spruce saplings just for, speed and getting one of those big spruce trees to grow. You get a lot more wood a lot faster. But with the lack of like diamond tools right now, the speed of just growing oak trees and chopping them down, like it, it's not like necessary. It's not too necessary. Like once I have some more enchanted like axes and chopping trees is a lot faster, then yeah, I would probably get really tired of having to regrow these little oak trees. So I will probably start using more spruce just once I get to exploring again. Then it might also be a good idea to start a tree farm or just like a little area dedicated for me to be able to, plant, regrow, and just get like a bunch of logs all at once. I've seen automatic tree farms, and unfortunately, it's a bit above my redstone capabilities, so a manual one might be in the cards for us later in the future. But yeah, we did some exploring and we were able to get some of the crops that we needed. Still have yet to find any watermelon seeds, which I think the fastest way for me that I've liked to do, and maybe that's just because I like farming and crops and all of that. I would most of the time get a lot of my emeralds and XP from just like making a watermelon melon like farm, usually like with allays, and those produce like crazy, and then I can just get unlimited amount of watermelon and melons and trade that with the villagers, and trade also like I said, the wheat and stuff. Like for the earliest game I wasn't thinking about trading quite yet, otherwise I would have probably made auto farms like as soon as I started the world, so it would be running. In my head mostly it was just for like livestock. I was just thinking I'm gonna start needing to get some food, and I know the best food that is easy to do would be to use cows, right? And get some beef. However, I think I had a little montage in the beginning where I absolutely slaughtered every cow in the area, and for a while I did not see any more cows spawn nearby at all. I was starting to get worried that I caused a mass extinction in the first 30 minutes of gameplay, but I ended up finding some more. I just had to go really far out. And then this guy, like I don't know where the hell he came from, but I had been using this bed, this house unbothered for probably like 15 Minecraft days, and suddenly bro comes up and tries to steal my bed, you know? Disrespectful. He's gonna be the first worker in my employment, if you will. And he comes back. He comes back. He doesn't leave for a while. I do finally get him back up to the mountain, but that's more until later. But yeah, here's my favorite part. Finally getting my uh actually I'm not gonna say it this way. Finally laying down the farmland. I love farming in Minecraft. I don't know what it is. I could like plant and harvest and replant and harvest like in big fields. Like I have some other worlds where I just have like I don't even know, like a 20 chunk farm of just wheat, beetroot, carrot, and potato. And whenever I'm just stressed out or want to decompress, I'll put something on and I'll just farm. But for now, this is more of a just utilitarian purpose. Like I need to start growing. I need to start putting them down so that I can begin expanding the farms and making sure I have enough to begin trading with the villagers. Like at first, I'm probably going to just get some initial trades, like golden carrots might be nice, just to get like some of those, get a better food source, and maybe even trying to get some armor, but that might be a little bit in the future. I went on a big scouting mission for like it took me literally all night. I cut it down a lot, but I was going around and around trying to find some cows and no luck. I honestly, the four that I killed in the very beginning of the game were the only ones around, and I wanted to start, getting my cow crusher going. And if you're not familiar with the cow crushers, and I think if you aren't, I am so sorry for what I'm about to explain to you, but you know what? I'll wait until I get to that, because Yeah, like, cause yeah. And so I did want to start the lava though, because when I was exploring, I did find a lava pool. So I wanted to start getting my cauldrons going. I did not have enough iron to really get this going at all. I think I started with just one cauldron until I could go and explore and get some more iron for, like, some more. I probably shouldn't have wasted so much iron on cauldrons, but using that fuel instead of my coal, which I need for my torches, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to waste all my coal so fast. So I wanted to just start the lava. I think it's a good investment. And on the way back, I was able to find some more sheep, which is good because we're going to need a lot of pink wool. And when I tell you, herding animals into a pen, it has never been such a frustrating process. I don't know if like the AI of the mobs has gotten dumber or something, but like you don't look at them for 2 seconds and they stop following you. I don't understand. So that honestly took way too long and was really annoying, but I was able to almost triple our ranks of sheep, so that was really good. And it's going to be a bit of a manual process. Like I think this is the first round I ever went and actually started shearing some of the pink wool, but I think it's just I'm waiting for the iron farm so that I can start even thinking about making the wool farm. But we'll see how fast that goes. I know I tend to get distracted and I start working on other projects, even if I know I should be working on something because I need it for one thing, suddenly I'll be like, oh, but actually, I should make a quick little farm so that I can get more of this supply that I need to actually build this farm too. So it gets a little chaotic, but I do want to like speed run the iron farm as my next little project for this early stage of the world. But yeah, like I think we just finished up the fuel farm here, and all we really have left is to do the cow crusher just to get some unlimited, well, I guess not unlimited, but to get a good sustainable source of food and then just get started on the iron farm, really. So we finally go off to go look for some more of our friends, or the cows, just so that we can get started on our food farm, if you will. And I was finally able to find one. And even though I looked around a bit, it looked like it was like a lone wolf. Really, like there's nothing else, no one around. So I just kind of let him be, hoping that another cow was just like spawn in, since it seemed like they're actually wanting to spawn here. And then I got distracted and realized, hey, it wouldn't hurt to get a bit more iron, especially because we've only gotten like one cauldron in at the moment, and we need five for that little farm. And yeah, like luckily the mountain ranges provide a lot of good iron, and I do go out and get more from the mountain range later. But once I kind of clear out the little area, I decide to go look for my friend again, but I honestly thought I just got so unlucky and that he disappeared, he unspawned, or who knows, he decided to just jump off the damn mountain. I don't know. So I was going to crash out, but then finally he came up and he popped out like a what's those like whack-a-mole things just popped up and scared me. And of course, it was starting to get really dark, and I was getting worried that we were gonna get sniped by a loose mob or something, because this thing was taking its sweet time. It would just constantly lose its focus. And my worst nightmare started to come true, and we started getting shot at by some mobs. But luckily, my Minecraft expertise Uh, it wasn't actually didn't help at all because I was scared. Okay, so I killed the skeleton and finally got it in there. I thought I was gonna put it in there, but I realized that it would just be a lot easier for breeding to not have it mixed in there with the sheep. So I was just gonna take a little rest in my bed. Thank you. And then I got him a little home. I got it all set up. And we're just gonna have to wait for a bit until I can find some more of its friends. But it's a good start because, like I said, it's been probably like 15, no more, probably like 20 Minecraft days, and no cows at all. So this is a good little start. And then, of course, like I'm still trying to ever expand the farmage here just so that we can get a good head start on food and as well as just like trading like supplies so that once we can like really start maximizing the trades and trying to get stuff that we want, we have it all already kind of stockpiled. And yeah, like I got more lava for our farm, and miraculously, I find a herd of cows on our way back, and we make the slow route back home. And I'm so glad that this is probably going to be our last like mob roundup because it has been exhausting every single time. But we finally got all the livestock that we need, really. I don't think we would get any benefit from doing like chickens or anything else, at least not right now. But yeah, we're going up to the mountain range. We're going to go look for some more iron, not just for the cauldrons, but like I do want to get like better armor. And I know that I wanted to just do the like the diamond armor from the armor smith. What the heck is he? I don't remember the name of the actual villager that does it, but yeah, we went up, we collected a bunch of metal, a bunch of iron, and we also met a friendly little goat that didn't hurt me at all. Very friendly. And then we just got to the top of the mountain and we found a ruined portal, which I am no Feinberg, alright? I have no idea where anything is. So I was just digging around until I could find the gold block and the chest, hoping to get some kind of good enchanted like tool or something good. I think ultimately we just got like protection 2 leggings or something like that, but it was not too bad. It did help us with the armor situation just to keep us a little more safe. Yeah, and as much as I would really want to just um get all of the auras around the mountain just because I know that it is like a good amount of iron and coal around there, I have a lot of other things to do, and even though I do like going and mining and stuff, right now the goal was just to get enough to get some of these farms going, potentially just to start like some of the hoppers that we'll need for the iron farm. And I think I got pretty close to it. I might do one more trip up the mountain in a later video just in case I need it. I'm probably going to do a little like equipment check-in or something when we actually start building up the iron farm, just so like in case we do need more, then we can just start going out there and not waste any time and just have a bunch of iron when we really should just start on the iron farm. But yeah, like, and as you guys can see, I finally decided to get my own bed so me and Rumi didn't have to keep fighting every night. And then we're just, doing some of SMP, some shine mob polish of this world, which is just, feeding the animals, shearing some wool. And I did want to start making the cow crusher immediately just so that we can get our food source like nice and sorted until we can get our trading in and getting more of the golden carrots, which is the better food. And then speaking of trading, we're getting all of our pumpkins grown and started. We're going to make a little pumpkin patch until we are able to do the automated farm. Just because I don't want to wait for it and then have to wait till I accumulate enough pumpkins to start trading. Like, I'm trying to do some major task overlap here. And again, like I said, task overlap. Let's get this cow crusher going. So I'm doing this completely off the dome. I think I watched a tutorial like like 4 years ago. I don't know. It's probably less than that, but it's a really easy farm, like easy enough for me to be able to do it off the dome because I'm not the best with redstone or farms in any way. I think the only ones I can really do would be this one, just because, again, there's like zero redstone. It's just knowing how the mechanics work, and then like a very simple like shearing like redstone. And honestly, I it's been a while since I've done one, so I would probably have to watch a video on that or just to see if there's any like optimized versions of a wool farm because I'm sure there is. There are some smart cookies out there and I will be using their like creations just because I'm gonna need the best, but the best that I'm able to do as well because there's some where if I have to break like bedrock or if I gotta do something crazy, it's probably not happening. So, yeah, so like as you can see, I am starting to put all the cows in, but I did make a slight error and I left the water in there. And I really should have done that last, so I did take it out just because like I was afraid that if they're bobbing up and down, it's gonna make it harder to put the other cows in. I could be wrong, I don't know. But just in case, I didn't want to ruin all my progress and I just took it out and started manhandling all the others back in here. I know like once this is all like kind of set up and done, and again, like I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's not all gonna look very pretty at the moment, and it's probably not gonna be for a while. So if you guys like the aesthetic kind of parts of the like people's worlds and stuff, it's not gonna be very aesthetic for a hot minute. Everything's just gonna be serving a purpose. So like this, it's just a cow crusher, like it nothing, no glitz and glam on anything until I get maybe like 20% of the material that I need. Will I probably start like making some nicer buildings and I don't know, just like vamping up the place. Or maybe I might just get tired of the plain old and just start building buildings. But for now, everything is gonna look a little rough. So this is our food. And yeah, so like we're coming to an end now of our video. So we were able to finish up, I think like three out of the four farms that I want to do for the early game. And that was just, our annual crop farm. Then we got our fuel farm, and then also we got the cow crusher, so the food, and then all we got to start doing is iron farm and a village breeding are going to be the last two for our early stage, which will probably be a major focus in the next couple videos or maybe even just one video. But yeah, like if I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a lot shorter than my yap sessions and a lot more like edited down. If you do like longer type videos, those yap sessions are there, and I'm gonna be doing like one yap session video a week and then one from this series. And I think I'm going to be calling this series the Pink Mountain series. Maybe if anybody has any ideas for some good names, feel free to drop them down below. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. Please make sure if you want to see the next one that you are subscribed, and if you like this type of video, please show me by liking it, and then I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.